Unmasking the dark reality, how perpetrators hide behind book clubs to exert power and control. In recent years, book clubs have surged in popularity as avenues for intellectual engagement, social interaction, and community building. These gatherings, often celebrated for their ability to foster dialogue and camaraderie, serve as sanctuaries for bibliophiles to share their love for literature. However, amidst the pages of self-help books and the discussions of themes lie a darker reality, one where perpetrators exploit victims and survivors of domestic violence and abuse. By using the seemingly benign setting of book clubs to exert power and control over victims and survivors to accept abusive behaviors rather than understand the true meaning of terminology, where perpetrators distort the information to achieve their goal. Domestic violence and abuse transcend socioeconomic, cultural, and educational boundaries, affecting individuals from all walks of life. In the context of book clubs, perpetrators strategically manipulate the environment to further isolate and manipulate their victims. Initially appearing as a harmless social activity, book clubs provide perpetrators with a platform to cultivate a facade of normalcy while concealing their abusive behaviors. One of the primary tactics employed by perpetrators within book club settings is gaslighting, a form of psychological manipulation aimed at undermining the victim's perception of reality. By subtly distorting facts, denying abusive incidents, or casting doubt on the victim's memory and sanity, perpetrators instill confusion and self-doubt in their victims. Within the context of book discussions, gaslighting may manifest as dismissing the victim's interpretations of the intent from the original author to subtly belittling their opinions or invalidating their emotions. Moreover, perpetrators leverage the social dynamics of book clubs to exert control over their victims. Through subtle coercion and manipulation, they may dictate the choice of reading materials, monopolize discussions, or dictate the pace and structure of meetings. Victims are often pressured into conformity, stifling their autonomy and suppressing their voices. The seemingly innocuous act of selecting a book can become a battleground where perpetrators assert dominance and reinforce their power. Furthermore, perpetrators exploit the social connections forged within book clubs to perpetuate abuse and maintain secrecy. By cultivating a facade of respectability and camaraderie, they manipulate fellow club members into endorsing their narratives and shielding them from scrutiny. Victims may find themselves isolated, silenced by the collective disbelief or indifference of their peers. The fear of social ostracization and betrayal prevents many victims from seeking help or disclosing their experiences, allowing perpetrators to operate with impunity. The hierarchical structure inherent in many book clubs also facilitates the consolidation of power by perpetrators. Whether through formal leadership roles or informal influence, perpetrators often position themselves as authorities within the group, wielding their status to manipulate and intimidate others. Victims may feel compelled to comply with their demands out of fear of reprisal or social exclusion, further entrenching the cycle of abuse. To combat the insidious phenomenon of perpetrators hiding behind book clubs, it is imperative to raise awareness and foster a culture of vigilance and accountability within these communities. Education about the dynamics of domestic violence and abuse, including the subtle tactics used by perpetrators, can empower individuals to recognize warning signs and intervene effectively. Book clubs must prioritize creating safe and inclusive spaces where all members feel respected, valued, and supported. Additionally, establishing protocols for addressing concerns related to abuse and providing resources for victims can encourage disclosure and facilitate access to assistance. By promoting transparency, empathy, and solidarity, book clubs can become bastions of empowerment and refuge for survivors of domestic violence and abuse. In conclusion, the phenomenon of perpetrators hiding behind book clubs to exert power and control over victims and survivors of domestic violence and abuse underscores the pervasive nature of interpersonal violence. By shedding light on this hidden reality and advocating for proactive measures to address it, we can work towards creating communities where safety, dignity, and autonomy are upheld for all. Let us unmask the darkness and cultivate spaces where the transformative power of literature can flourish without fear or oppression. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, share and follow us for more.